Hey, it's Steve. Let's talk about hooks for a second. There's a certain hook it's got a bad reputation. Guys talk down on them all the time. And I can't say it's completely unwarranted, because there are times when guys lose a lot of fish using extra wide gap hooks, EWG. Now, it doesn't matter whether it's a worm hook. It could be one of these swim bait hooks with the screwy deal in it and stuff like that. All extra wide gaps except one have this issue. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the issue. We're going to show you how to solve that issue, and then we're going to talk about a hook that came out that solves that issue. But if you're like me and you've already got a whole bunch of extra wide gaps, you could just do this one little tweak and they'll be great. And then when you're out of them, get that other hook. Now, this isn't a commercial for any company or anything like that. I'm not sponsored by anybody. But I do know what catches fish and what loses fish, because I've done it. A while back, when extra wide gaps were becoming more popular, I noticed that I would miss a few fish or lose a few fish, but if I caught a fish first on an extra wide gap, now this was flipping and pitching, that I would tend to have a better hookup rate. And it took me a while to realize it, but I want to show you something. Now, there's a swim bait hook. You see there's an extra wide gap there, which is fantastic. The problem is that there's not such a wide gap between the point of the hook and the eye of the hook. There's not really. I'll use my bald forehead so you can see, okay? Now, one simple little trick. I'm going to take a pair of pliers. We're going to open up the gap of this hook. And I'm talking, it's a little tweak. Just a couple degrees, okay? Now you can see the difference right now. What I do, 4 or 5 degrees, and notice the difference in the gap of the hook between the point of the hook and the eye of the hook. This little tiny change dramatically affects the amount of fish that you're going to hook and catch. And this is what I learned because I looked at my hook after I caught a few fish, and no, the hook didn't get lucky. The hook was actually sprung out a couple of degrees like this. So if you take your extra wide gap hooks, open them up just a tiny bit, and some people are going to say, oh no, you shouldn't do that. Well, guess what? Almost everybody's opening up their frog hooks. No different. It's a hook is a hook. Okay? Catch more fish. The other way to go. Owner makes a hook that's called the Haymaker. It's an extra wide gap hook. A friend of mine was really down on extra wide gap hooks, so I talked him into buying a few, and probably by next week he's going to go out and toss them in the water and catch a few fish on them. And I can tell you, it's the same as the regular bent shank worm hook with the extra wide gap, except it's been opened a couple of degrees. I'm telling you, more fish, better hookups, much less lost fish with one simple little change. Till next time, I'm Steve.